Students, today we are going to study about Nazism and the rise of Hitler. In previous lessons, we saw about French Revolution and then socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution. These things changed the world enormously, and the world started to think about the equality, liberty and socialism. Now let us begin our chapter by knowing what is Nazism. Now let us see the story of two persons. Number 1, Helmut. Helmut's father was a prominent physician who was supporter of Hitler. One day, as a boy, Helmut was on his bed. He overheard his father and mother talking. His father was deliberated with his wife whether the time had come to kill the entire family or if he should commit suicide alone. The next day, he took Helmut to woods where they spent their last happy time together singing old children's songs. Later, Helmut's father shot himself in his office. Next story is about Goebbels. He is a propaganda minister in Hitler's government. His entire family committed suicide collectively in his Berlin bunker in April. At the end of the war, an international military tribunal at Nuremberg was set up to prosecute Nazi war criminals for crimes against peace, for war crimes and crimes against humanity. Germany's conduct during the war, especially those actions which came to be called crime against humanity, raised serious moral and ethical questions. Under the shadow of Second World War, Germany had waged a genocidal war which resulted in the mass murder of selective group of innocent civilians. The number of people killed including 6 million Jews, 200,000 Gypsies, 1 million Polish and 70,000 of physically and mentally disabled Germans. Nazis devised an unprecedented means of killing people, that is, by gassing them in various killing centers like Auschwitz. Everyone came to feel that the rise of Nazi Germany could be partly traced back to the German experience at the end of First World War. Germany, a powerful empire, fought the First World War alongside of Austria against the Allies, England, France and Russia. All joined the war enthusiastically, hoping to gain from a quick victory. German Germany made initial gains by occupying France and Belgium, but the Allies got strengthened by the US entry in 1917. Thereby, Germany was defeated at the end of First World War. The defeat of Imperial Germany and the abdication of the emperor gave an opportunity to parliamentary parties to recast German polity. A national assembly met at Weimar and established a democratic constitution with a federal structure. Deputies are now elected to the German parliament or Reichstag on the basis of equal and universal votes cast by all adults, including women. However, the Republic was not received well by its own people, because the terms it was forced to accept after Germany's defeat at the end of the First World War. The peace treaty at Versailles with Allies was a harsh and humiliating peace. Peace treaty at Versailles with the Allies was a harsh and humiliating peace. Germany lost its overseas colonies, a tenth of its population, and 13% of its territories, 75% of its iron, and 26% of its coal to France, Poland, Denmark, and Lithuania. The Allied powers demilitarized Germany to weaken its power. The war guilt clause held Germany responsible for the war and damages the Allied countries suffered. Germany was forced to pay compensation amount to 6 sterling billion. The Allied armies also reoccupied the resource-rich Rhineland for much of the 1920s. Many Germans held the new Weimar Republic responsible for not only the defeat in the war but the disgrace at Versailles. The war had a devastating impact on the entire continent. Unfortunately, the infant Weimar Republic was being made to pay for the sins of the old empire. The Republic carried the burden of war, guilt, and national humiliation and was financially crippled. They were supported by socialists, Catholics, and Democrats, who became an easy target of attack in the conservative nationalist circles. Politicians and publicists laid great stress on the need for men to be aggressive, strong, and masculine. The media glorified trench life, but in truth, the soldiers lived a miserable lives in these trenches. Aggressive war propaganda and national honor occupied central stage in the public sphere. While popular support grew for conservative dictatorships, and the people emphasized the Soviet style governance.